The next award is a certificate of commendation. Jonathan Morales and Oscar Stewart, would you please join us on stage? April 27, about 11:20 in the morning, the community of Poway was devastated by a senseless, cowardly act of violence. As members of the Chabad of Poway gathered to celebrate the last day of Passover, a man entered the building and began firing an AR-15 style weapon at the worshipers. The suspect was standing in the entryway. Oscar Stewart was sitting near the back of the synagogue when he heard the gunfire. He directed everyone to get on the ground and seek cover. Without regard for his own safety, Oscar ran to the entrance of the room, saw the man armed with a weapon, immediately fired at him. Despite the gunfire, Oscar charged after the man, yelling loudly to try and disorient him, a tactic that he had learned in the United States Army. As he was yelling at and running toward the shooter, the suspect began to try to manipulate the weapon, sling it, and run. Oscar continued to chase the man across the lot. As the man entered the vehicle and shut the door, Oscar began banging on the window. The man appeared to grab his weapon, but decided to start the vehicle and flee. At that point, Oscar heard another male voice telling him to get out of the way. Earlier, Jonathan, an off-duty Border Patrol agent, heard the gunshots as he was reading scripture with his worship group. He immediately ran toward the sound of the gunfire while armed with a handgun and chased the suspect. There were too many people around to take a clear shot at the armed suspect, so he continued the chase. As Jonathan neared the suspect's car, he yelled at Oscar to get out of the way. Jonathan shot at the vehicle to stop the suspect from fleeing and, of course, possibly hurting others. The suspect, unfortunately, was able to get away. Oscar and Jonathan Morales memorized the license plate so they could provide it to the sheriff's department. Jonathan ran back to the Chabad and called 911, provided a description, helped with crowd control, until deputies arrived. Oscar assisted with tending to the injured. If it were not for the brave and selfless actions of Oscar Stewart and Jonathan Morales, the loss of the Chabad of Poway in the community would have been even more tragic. With little regard for their personal safety, Oscar and Jonathan ran toward the face of danger to try to stop the threat and to protect innocent people. Their actions are the embodiment of the San Diego Sheriff Department mission, and it is to keep the community safe and free from hate and violence. The Sheriff's Department would like to recognize Oscar and Jonathan for their bravery and extend our appreciation for their service to the community, to Chabad of Poway, and to fellow citizens. It is a pleasure to award Jonathan Morales and Oscar Stewart, the Sheriff's Distinguished Services Medal.